Yeah, I mean, that's the way the shape that we're playing is supposed to work. The midfielders have to come through underneath those in behind our checking forwards, and I mean, he finally got rewarded for it. We were close a couple of times and just didn't have the quality to finish him off all the time. But yeah, he was in the right spot, and he did that a couple of times in preseason training, and it's nice to score a few goals tonight.
No, you were pleased with the way your team played in preseason.
Oh, yeah, okay. Finish the question. Sorry.
Preseason, there, thought they had set the bar high. I was going to ask you, did you think that they continued that tonight?
Yeah, no, I think we had a lot of nervous energy, a whole lot of nervous energy. And if you watch us play in preseason, I think we had the ball almost the entire time. Tonight, we just weren't sharp, and like I said, I think we had a lot of nervous energy. Talking about 8 freshmen and sophomores on that starting lineup. It just at the end of the day, we got the result. I want us to play better, but we were good enough to not be at our best and still win, and you have to find the positives out of it. If we can not be at our best and win games 3-0 all season long, I'll take every single one of them. But we know that we got to be better, and we're going to be better. I just think it was opening night and a huge crowd, and I think it jarred us a little bit, and we'll be better for it the next time we're on the pitch.
And he was saying just Radford dropped a tough 1-0 decision at Penn State tonight, so it's hardly an easy one.
Radford's a good team. They're a team that were fighting for an NCAA tournament spot in the Big South last year. They just beat an ACC opponent in preseason in Virginia Tech, and have known Mark Reeves for a long, long time. He was Dave Mazur's assistant out at St. John's and won a national title with him out there. So he knows what it takes. He knows the ingredients, and we expect Radford to be a very, very difficult opponent. And certainly, we're going to have to be better. It was good for us to get some fresh legs on the field tonight. When we got some different guys on the field, and we got some guys some big rests, and that was important too. So it wasn't our best from a soccer perspective, but it was pretty efficient. We took a lot of shots, had a lot of chances, and Lee had to make the one save, and that was a big one that he made. Other than that, it was it was a pretty quiet night for him, and we'll take that every time.
Coach, you talk about Andy Bevan and just your expectations for him this year.
It's to score 50 goals if possible. Actually, no, 75. It's just to score goals. It's to be a great leader for us and score goals. And I thought tonight he was excellent again. He's had a great preseason. We made an adjustment from last year to this year and gotten him closer to the goal where we think he belongs. And I think with all these guys, we've bought into it. The team has bought into what we're trying to do, and Andy as well. And he becomes a benefactor of it with a goal and a great assist and a great dummy that led to the Craig Stevens' goal. Fantastic performance.
I'm sure there's probably more than one thing that you want them to improve on from now until Monday. But can you put your finger on the biggest thing that's going to make a difference between now and a couple of days from today?
Yeah, we just got to keep it better. We allowed that game to become up and down, and they became up and down off of our turnovers. It wasn't like they picked us apart. We just weren't sharp. Again, I think it was just nervous energy. We gave away passes in the back that we don't typically give away. We got pigeonholed on the sideline, which we don't typically do. And I think what happened was that we all started standing and watching a little bit, and it was almost like we got tired because that nervous energy in the early beginning. We started the game great, we almost score right off the bat, and then we get one at the 4-minute mark or 5-minute mark, whatever it was, and then it was almost like, it was like we just played 90 minutes. And I went in the locker room, I just told them to take a deep breath, made a joke, and I said, and they kind of weren't sure what to do. And I said, it's okay to laugh. They started laughing a little bit. But we just needed to relax. And I said to the guys here, just bury it, step on it, just move on from it, and let's just be better come Monday.